The signal came without warning. It was not loud. It was not clear, but it was enough to stop everything. Deep in the cold silence of space, a small human listening station floated alone. It was far from Earth, too far for help to arrive quickly. The crew there was used to silence. Days passed without a single message. Nights were long and empty, but today was different. A sharp red light flashed across the control room. Unknown signal detected. The system said in a calm voice. Lieutenant Aaron Blake turned his head slowly. He had been sitting in his chair for hours, staring at the dark screen. His eyes were tired. His body was still. But now, something had changed. "Play it," he said quietly. The room went silent. Then the signal came through. It was broken, weak, full of static. "Anyone, please, we are under attack." Aaron froze. That was not a normal signal. It was not a test. It was not a mistake. It was a distress call. "Trace the source," Aaron said quickly. The computer worked fast. Numbers moved across the screen. Lines appeared and disappeared. "Signal origin located," the system replied. Aaron leaned forward. "Where?" he asked. There was a short pause. Then the answer came. "Outer Rim Colony. Sector 9. Aaron's face went pale. That colony was not small. Thousands of humans lived there. Families, workers, children, and it was far, very far. "No ships nearby?" Aaron asked. "Negative. Nearest fleet is 2 days away." 2 days. Aaron knew what that meant. They did not have 2 days. The signal came again. Louder this time. More desperate. "They are breaking through. We can't hold them. Please send help." Then silence. Aaron stood up fast. "We need to respond," he said. Behind him, another officer spoke. "Sir, we are just a listening post. We have no weapons, no defense ships." Aaron clenched his fists. "I know that." The room felt smaller now. The silence felt heavier. Everyone was looking at him, waiting, but there was nothing they could do. Or was there? Aaron walked slowly toward the main screen. His mind was racing. There was one option. Only one, and it was dangerous. "Open long-range channel," he said. The officer hesitated. "Sir, you mean?" "Yes," Aaron said firmly. "Send a call." "But sir, that region is controlled by them." Everyone knew who them was. The most powerful alien race in this part of the galaxy. The ones who did not like humans. The ones who believed humans were weak. The ones who never helped. "Sir, they won't answer," the officer said quietly. Aaron looked at the dark space outside. "They might not," he said. "But if we do nothing, those people are dead." The room went silent again. Slowly, the officer nodded. Channel opening. The system beeped. A deep, low sound filled the room. Connection unstable. Aaron took a deep breath. Then he spoke. "This is Lieutenant Aaron Blake of the Human Outer Station." He said, "Clearly, we are sending a distress call. A human colony in Sector 9 is under attack. We request immediate assistance." Nothing happened. Only silence. Long, heavy silence. Then, the screen flickered. A strange shape appeared. Tall, thin, not human. Its eyes glowed faintly. Its voice was cold. "Why are you calling us?" it asked. No emotion. No concern. Aaron stood straight. "Because lives are at risk," he said. "Thousands of civilians." The alien tilted its head slightly. "That is not our concern." The words hit like ice. Aaron felt anger rise inside him. "You are the closest power in that sector," he said. "You have ships. You can reach them in time." The alien did not move. "Humans chose to settle there," it replied. "That was your decision." Aaron took a step forward. "And letting them die is yours." The room went completely still. No one breathed. For a moment, it felt like the connection would end, but it didn't. The alien watched him carefully. "You are bold," it said slowly. Aaron did not look away. "I am desperate," he answered. Another pause. Then the alien spoke again. What are they facing? Aaron turned to the screen. "Unknown hostile force," he said, "but strong enough to break colony defenses in minutes." The alien's eyes narrowed slightly. "Interesting." That one word changed everything. Aaron noticed it. You know something, he said. The alien did not answer immediately. Then, it is not our war, it said. Aaron's jaw tightened. It will be, he said quietly. The alien leaned forward. What do you mean? Aaron looked straight into its glowing eyes. If that force is strong enough to destroy a human colony this fast, they won't stop there. Silence. Heavy silence. The alien's expression did not change, but something felt different. You are making assumptions, it said. Aaron shook his head. No, he said. I am making a warning. The room felt colder now. Even the air seemed still. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then suddenly, the signal came back. Stronger than before. More broken. More desperate. They are inside. We are losing. Please, anyone. A loud crash sound followed. Screams. Then static. Aaron closed his eyes for a second. When he opened them, they were different. Stronger. Harder. If you do nothing, he said slowly, you will regret it. The alien stared at him, long and silent. Then it spoke. You humans always think you matter. Aaron did not smile. No, he said. We just refuse to give up. Another pause. Then the screen went black. Connection lost. The room was silent again. No one moved. No one spoke. It was over. Or maybe it had just begun. Aaron stood there, staring at the empty screen. Then he turned. Prepare emergency broadcast, he said. Sir, the officer asked. We call everyone, Aaron said. Anyone who will listen. Outside the station, the darkness of space remained quiet. But far away in Sector 9, something terrible was happening, and no one knew if help would arrive in time. The station did not sleep that night. No one moved from their positions. No one even spoke unless needed. The last signal from Sector 9 kept repeating in everyone's mind. They're inside. Lieutenant Aaron Blake stood near the main window, staring into the endless dark. His face looked calm, but inside, his thoughts were moving fast. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Sir, the calm officer said softly, breaking the silence. We have sent the emergency broadcast. Aaron turned slowly. Any response? He asked. The officer shook his head. Nothing yet. Aaron expected that. Most ships avoided this region. It was too far, too dangerous. And now, something unknown was attacking colonies. Still, he did not give up. Keep sending it, he said. Yes, sir. The message went out again. A simple call. A desperate call. But space remained silent. Hours passed. Then suddenly, sir, new signal detected. Aaron moved fast. From Sector 9, he asked. The officer hesitated. No, sir. Aaron stopped. Then where? The officer looked confused. I don't know. It's not coming from a fixed point. Aaron frowned. What does that mean? The screen lit up. Strange patterns appeared. The signal was moving. Fast. Too fast. It's jumping between positions. The officer said, like it's alive. The room went quiet again. Signals did not move like that. Ships did. Objects did. But signals? No. Aaron stepped closer. Play it. The sound came through, but it was not a voice. Not a normal one. It was noise. Low. Deep. Repeating. Almost like breathing. Some of the crew felt a chill. What is that? Someone whispered. No one answered. Then suddenly, the sound changed. For a brief second, it became clear, and what they heard made their blood run cold. Found you? The message cut instantly. The system went silent. No static. No signal. Nothing. Did you record that? Aaron asked quickly. Yes, sir, the officer replied. Play it again. The sound repeated. Found you? This time it was clearer. Not human. Not any known alien language. But somehow they understood it. Aaron felt something heavy in his chest. That signal, he said slowly. It wasn't coming from Sector 9. The officer nodded. It was coming toward us. A sudden alarm rang out. Proximity alert. Everyone turned. Unknown object detected near the station. Aaron's heart skipped. How close? He asked. Too close, the officer replied. It just appeared. That's impossible, someone said. Nothing could just appear in deep space like that, unless... Show it, Aaron ordered. The main screen flickered. At first, there was nothing, just darkness. Then, something moved. A shape, huge, dark. It was not a ship, not like anything they had ever seen. No lights, no clear structure. It looked wrong, like it did not belong in this universe. What is that? A crew member whispered. No one had an answer. The object did not move like a normal ship. It twisted, shifted, like it was alive. Aaron felt a cold fear rise inside him. This is what attacked the colony, he said quietly. So it's scanning us, the officer said. How do you know? Our systems are reacting. It's inside our network. Aaron's eyes widened. Cut all external connections. Too late, the officer shouted. Lights flickered across the station. Systems began to fail. Screens turned black, then turned on again. But something was wrong. Very wrong. Sir, another officer said slowly. It's not just scanning. Aaron looked at him. What is it doing? The officer swallowed. It's learning. Suddenly, a new voice came through speakers. Clear, cold, not human. You call for help. The entire room froze. That voice! It was the same as the signal. Aaron stepped forward. Who are you? He demanded. There was a pause. Then the answer came. We are what comes after. The words echoed through the station. No emotion, no anger, just certainty. Aaron clenched his fists. What do you want? He asked. Another pause. Then, to understand. The lights dimmed. The air felt heavy. Understand what? Aaron asked. There was a long silence. Then the voice spoke again. Why you resist? Suddenly, the screen changed. Images appeared. Fast. Broken. Flashes of destruction. Burning colonies. Ships torn apart. Planets silent. Aaron's breathing slowed. This is what you did, he asked. No answer. But he already knew. Yes, the voice said. A crew member panicked. We need to run. We need to... Silence, Aaron snapped. His voice was strong now. Focused. He stepped closer to the console. You destroyed them, he said. All those worlds. Yes. And now us. Pause. Then, you are different. The room went still. Aaron narrowed his eyes. Different how? The voice responded slowly. You called not for war. Another pause. But for help. Aaron felt something shift. You don't understand that? He asked. No. The answer came instantly. Aaron took a deep breath. Then listen, he said. Silence. Everyone in the room watched him. You see weakness, Aaron continued. You think asking for help is weakness. Another pause. Then, yes. Aaron shook his head. No, he said. It's strength. The lights flickered again. The presence around him felt unstable now. Explain, the voice said. Aaron looked around the room. At his crew. At the fear in their eyes. Then back at the screen. Because we fight for each other, he said. We don't leave people behind. Silence. Long silence. Then, a sudden impact shook the station. Sir, multiple object detected. Aaron turned. The scanner lit up. Dozens of signals. Ships. Real ships. Who are they? He asked. The officer checked quickly. His eyes widened. Sir, they answered the call. Aaron's heart raced. Who? The officer looked at him. All of them. Different ship signatures filled the screen. Human ships. Old ships. Unknown ships. Even alien ships. They were coming from all directions. Answering one call. One desperate call. Aaron looked back at the dark entity outside. You want to understand? He said. Watch. The voice did not reply. But the massive dark shape moved. Slowly. It turned toward the incoming fleet. For the first time, it paused. Space above Sector 9 was no longer silent. It was full of ships, full of signals, full of tension, For the first time in a long time, humanity was not alone in facing the unknown. Lieutenant Aaron Blake stood in the command station, watching the incoming fleets gather on the holographic display. His face was calm, but his hands were tight behind his back. Dozens of human ships were arriving. Old war vessels, patrol ships, cargo ships that had been quickly converted for combat. But something else was also coming. Alien ships, not the Council fleet, not the powerful ones who refused to call earlier. These were smaller groups, independent systems, mercenaries, frontier worlds, even a few unknown species who had never spoken to humans before. All of them had answered one message: help is needed. The dark entity outside the station remained still. It was watching, not attacking, not retreating, just observing. That silence was worse than any attack. Sir, the tactical officer said, all Allied fleets have entered formation. Aaron nodded slowly. Enemy position, he asked. The officer checked the sensors. It is still outside combat range, but it is not moving away. Aaron's eyes narrowed. So it's waiting. Yes, sir. That single word changed the mood in the room. Waiting meant thinking. And thinking enemies were always more dangerous. A new voice entered the channel. This is Captain Rhea Voss of the Frontier Defense Fleet. We are in position. Another voice followed. Independent Union ships are ready. Then another, unknown designation fleet online. We do not have a name. Aaron listened quietly. Different voices, different species, different languages, but one purpose. Behind him, the communications officer whispered, Sir, this is the largest unsanctioned fleet gathering in this region's history. Aaron replied without turning. It's not unsanctioned, he said. It's unplanned. A pause. Then he added softly, and it's human nature. Suddenly, alarms flashed again. Enemy movement detected. Everyone turned. The dark entity had shifted. Slowly, not forward, not backward, but outward, like it was unfolding. What is it doing? Someone asked nervously. No one had an answer. The scanner struggled to keep up. Its shape was not fixed anymore. It was changing constantly, expanding, collapsing, rebuilding itself in real time. One of the engineers stepped back. This is not technology, he said quietly. Aaron looked at him. What do you mean? The engineer swallowed. This is something else. The entity spoke again. Its voice filled every channel at once. Every ship, every system, every speaker. You gather. The words were calm, observing, not angry, not impressed, just noting. Aaron stepped forward. Yes, he said. We do. A pause. Why? Aaron didn't hesitate. To stop you. Silence. The entity responded. You believe numbers will change outcome. Aaron looked at the fleet display. Thousands of ships, different designs, different weapons, different minds, but connected now. No, he said. We believe unity will. Another pause. Then, unity is inefficient. The words felt strange, not insulting, just analysis. Aaron frowned. You think everything is a calculation, he said. Yes. Then you are wrong, Aaron replied. At that moment, the Allied fleet began to move, slowly, carefully, not rushing, not charging, coordinated. A formation began to form naturally across the battlefield. No single commander was controlling it, yet it was working. Human ships took the front line. Heavier alien vessels formed the side arcs. Fast ships moved like shadows between gaps. It was imperfect, but it was alive. Aaron watched it carefully. This is it, he whispered. The officer looked at him. Sir, our first stand, Aaron said. The entity moved again, this time faster. The space around it distorted. Gravity fluctuations appeared on the sensors. Shields up. Captain Voss ordered. All fleets responded instantly. Energy barriers lit up across space. The battlefield became a glowing web of light. Then, the entity attacked. It did not fire weapons. It did not launch missiles. Instead, space itself cracked. A wave of distortion spread outward. Ships caught in its path flickered. One human escort ship disappeared instantly. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. Report, Aaron shouted. The tactical officer's voice shook. Ship erased from sensors, sir. No trace remaining. A heavy silence followed. Then panic started spreading across channels. It's not attacking normally. It's rewriting space. Hold formation, Aaron ordered sharply. His voice cut through chaos. Do not break formation. Captain Voss's voice came through again. We can't fight something we can't hit. Aaron replied immediately. Then don't fight alone. A pause. Then, copy that. The fleets adjusted. Instead of attacking, they shifted tactics. Energy beams were not fired randomly. They were focused, synchronized. Multiple ships combined their fire into single concentrated bursts. The first wave hit the entity. Light exploded across its surface, but it did not react like a normal target. It absorbed the energy, studied it, then adapted. Sir, it's learning from our weapons, the engineer said in fear. Aaron clenched his jaw. Then we stopped repeating ourselves. He opened all channels. All fleets change attack patterns every 5 seconds. Do not repeat sequences. Chaos followed, but controlled chaos. Each fleet began adjusting independently. The entity hesitated. For the first time, it hesitated. Then something unexpected happened. A small alien ship from an unknown species moved forward. It was not part of any formation. It broke protocol. Unknown vessel. Return to formation, someone shouted. But it didn't. It moved straight toward the entity. Aaron watched carefully. Who is that? He asked. No answer. The ship sent a single message. Short, simple. We remember. Then it fired. Not a weapon. A burst of coded energy. The entity reacted instantly. For the first time, it pulled back. A ripple spread through the fleet. It reacted, someone shouted. That thing actually reacted. Aaron's eyes narrowed. What did they just do? He asked. The engineer checked readings. It wasn't a weapon, he said slowly. Then what was it? A pause. Then the answer came. It was data. The entity's voice returned. But different now. Slower. Heavier. You carry memory. Aaron stared at the screen. What does that mean? He asked. The entity did not answer immediately. Then, you are not the first. Silence fell across every channel. Aaron felt a cold weight in his chest. Not the first what? He asked. No answer. But the implication was clear. Others had faced this before. And lost. The battlefield shifted again. The entity expanded rapidly. Its form no longer stable. It surrounded parts of the fleet, like a growing shadow. Brace for impact. Captain Voss shouted. Aaron stepped forward. Hold the line, he said firmly. Whatever happens, hold it. The fleet's tightened formation. Energy shields strengthened. Weapons charged. And for the first time, the unknown did not look unstoppable, but also did not look defeated. It looked interested. The battlefield was no longer just a battle. It had become a question that none of them fully understood yet. Above Sector 9, ships from many worlds held their formation. Human ships, alien ships, broken ships from forgotten systems, each one standing together for the first time in history. And in front of them, the unknown entity waited. It was not rushing anymore. It was watching them carefully, like a mind trying to solve a problem that kept changing shape. Lieutenant Aaron Blake stood in the command station, eyes fixed on the main display. Everything felt different now. The enemy had spoken words that did not make sense at first. You are not the first. Those words kept repeating in his mind. Sir, the tactical officer said quietly, enemy activity has stabilized. It is not advancing. Aaron narrowed his eyes. That is not good news, he said. The officer looked confused. Sir, Aaron answered slowly. It means it's thinking again. Across the fleet, tension spread. Captain Rhea Voss's voice came through the channel. Human command, we are holding position, but morale is dropping. What is our next move? Before Aaron could answer, another voice joined. This is Union Fleet. We are detecting unusual signals inside enemy structure. It's changing again. The engineer at Aaron's station leaned forward. Sir, she's right. The entity structure is reorganizing at a higher level. It's becoming more complex. Aaron felt something heavy in his chest. More complex how? The engineer hesitated, like it is building understanding. Suddenly, all screens flickered. The entity spoke again. But this time, the voice was different. Not cold, not empty, but layered, like many voices speaking as one. You resist differently. The entire fleet went silent. Aaron stepped forward. What do you mean? He asked. There was a pause. Then, previous encounters followed pattern. Fear, retreat, collapse. Another pause. You do not collapse. Aaron's eyes narrowed. You fought others before, he said slowly. Yes. Who? He asked. Silence. Then the answer came. Those who came before you. The room felt colder instantly. Captain Voss's voice broke in. Are you saying there were other civilizations? No answer. But silence itself was the answer. Aaron looked at the holographic battlefield. Thousands of ships, all standing together. For the first time, he realized something terrifying. They were not just fighting an enemy. They were repeating history. Sir, the engineer whispered suddenly. Incoming data burst from the unknown alien vessel. Play it, Aaron said immediately. The screen shifted. A file opened, and what they saw changed everything. It was not a weapon. It was memory. Flashes of ancient space. Dead civilizations. Massive fleets, all erased. Not destroyed. Removed, like they never existed. Then a single image appeared. A sphere. Dark. Perfect. Silent. The engineer's voice shook. That's the same structure. Aaron's face tightened. So it's not new. No, sir, the engineer said. It's old. The alien vessel that had fired the data burst sent another message. Short, simple. We remember because we survived. Aaron's heart pounded. He opened the channel. Survived what? He asked. A pause. Then the answer came. The learning void. The entity outside shifted violently. For the first time, it reacted emotionally. The battlefield shook as space bent unevenly. Sir, tactical officer shouted. It's destabilizing the field. Aaron held his position. What is a learning void? He demanded. The alien vessel responded. It is not a thing, it said. It is a process. Silence followed. Then it continued. It arrives. It studies. It adapts. It becomes you and then removes you. Aaron felt something cold spread through his mind. You're saying it learns by erasing civilizations? Yes. Captain Voss cut in. And we're next. The alien vessel answered slowly. No. A pause. Not if you break the cycle. The entity outside spoke again. You resist. You gather. You adapt. The voice was no longer neutral. It was uncertain. You change pattern. Aaron stepped forward. Yes, he said firmly. We evolve. A long silence followed. Then, evolution is inefficiency. Aaron shook his head. No, he said. It is survival. Suddenly, the battlefield changed again. But this time, not by the enemy. By the fleets themselves. Ships began linking systems. Human commanders sharing data with alien commanders in real time. Tactical networks merged. Different languages. Different technologies. But one shared command layer emerged. Not controlled by one species, but created by all. Aaron watched in shock. This wasn't planned, he said quietly. Captain Voss replied. Neither was survival. The entity reacted again. Its structure flickered. You unify systems. Aaron nodded. Yes. A pause. You lose individuality. Aaron answered immediately. No. We keep it. Silence. The entity processed. That is impossible. Aaron's voice hardened. You said that before about resistance. For the first time, the entity hesitated longer. The fleets noticed it. It's slowing down, someone shouted. We're affecting it. But Aaron did not celebrate. He knew something was still missing. Sir, the engineer said suddenly, the alien vessel is transmitting again. Aaron nodded. Put it through. The screen shifted. The alien's voice was lower now. We cannot destroy it, it said. But We can make it see something it has never understood. Aaron listened carefully. What? He asked. The answer came softly. Choice. The entity spoke again. You attempt impossible variables. Aaron stepped forward. No, he said. We attempt freedom. A pause. The battlefield held its breath. Then, something changed. Not outside. Inside the entity. Its voice became unstable. You are not predictable. Aaron's eyes narrowed. For the first time, he said quietly, we are not supposed to be. The fleets prepared for final engagement. Energy systems surged. Weapons aligned. But something strange happened. The entity did not attack. It stopped expanding. Completely. Then it spoke one last time. You are error. Aaron replied instantly. No. We are the answer you never calculated. A long silence followed. The entity did not move. Not forward. Not backward. Just paused. As if something inside it had broken. Then slowly, it began to retract. Not destroyed. Not defeated. But withdrawing. Like a mind that had finally encountered something it could not process. Captain Voss's voice broke the silence. It's retreating. Cheers began across channels. But Aaron did not smile. He watched carefully. The alien vessel spoke one final time. It will return, it said. Aaron looked at it. Why? He asked. The answer came quietly. Because now it understands you exist. The entity vanished. No explosion. No victory signal. Just silence. After a long moment, the battlefield slowly stabilized. Ships held position. Damage reports came in. But something far more important had changed. Everyone was still alive, and they had done something no one expected. They had made the unknown hesitate. Aaron finally turned away from the screen. His voice was quiet. This is not over, he said. Captain Voss agreed. No, she said. This is just the first time it noticed us. Far beyond the battlefield, in the dark corners of space, something else began to stir. Not anger, not fear, but awareness. And for the first time in its existence, the learning void began to ask a question, not about humanity, but about itself.